Wrestling fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble!
And now, please welcome at this time your hosts, Graham GSM Matthews and RJ Marceau. You're listening to the next era of wrestling radio. This is WrestleRant Radio.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WrestleRant Radio here today for Thursday, August 28th, 2025. We are here on a rare Thursday afternoon to break down all the latest in the world of wrestling, including NXT Heatwave from last Sunday, which yours truly and Mr. Marceau were in attendance for at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium. Great experience there. We're going to be talking about that show, coming out of that show as well, giving my thoughts on Forbidden Door going on that exact same day. Fun fact for you, Mr. Marceau and I were actually sitting at Applebee's right before NXT Heatwave when he pulled the phone around after checking his Twitter machine and seeing the fork stabbing incident with Jon Moxley and Darby Allin. That was my first exposure to anything that happened on the pay-per-view, courtesy of the one, the only Mr. Marceau. Brother, what's going on?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing well. Still feeling the after effects of Applebee's, which was great, in the very hot Lowell Memorial Auditorium that we've been to for a multitude of shows in the past, a lot of NXT events, but never in the summer until now, which we discovered when we were sitting there for 15 minutes, an hour before the show even started. And we said to ourselves, fuck, it's kind of hot in here. And we were sweating bullets in that building, but we had a good time. We're going to be talking about that here today, as well as the Rajah Jackson incident. Again, another thing that I really wasn't, I always go to Mr. Marceau for everything that breaks in the world of wrestling. You would think I would know first. He somehow always has his hand, always has his hand on the pulse of everything going on in wrestling and beyond. And he's always the one to text me first. When Hogan died, when Bray Wyatt died 2 years ago this past week, and the Rajah Jackson stuff, he was the first to tell me about it. We'll be talking about that here today as well. So stay tuned for that. We'll probably be discussing that first before anything else. But appreciate you guys tuning in, as always, like I said, on this rare Thursday afternoon. New episodes on WrestleRant.com, WrestleRantRadio.com, right here on the YouTube machine. You can check out the video version before the audio version goes up on all your favorite podcast platforms, so check that out as well. Shout out to the channel members, as always, Alexis, Miss Maud Matthews, Dillon, DiGiacomo, Mrs. Renee, DJ Swerve1, at Swerve1 on IG, Daniel Malcolm, at I'm Quarter on X, RJ Marceau himself, at RJ_Marceau on X, John Ritland, Real Honesty with John Ritland, Richie right here on YouTube as well, Red Planet Wrestling on YouTube, and Average Grunt with something new to promote, actually, as of last night. He DM'd me this last night. Check out his Blue Sky at gruntwrestling.bluesky.social. The Grunt's on Blue Sky, baby, talking primarily wrestling. So follow him on over there. Grunt's always got great opinions. And he is actually joining us here today as well. I know he's been tweeting us the last couple of weeks after the show, after we're done recording. He says, fuck, I missed another episode. But guess what? Grunt is here the last I checked from a little bit earlier on. So thank you guys for joining. And as always, if you just want to like the video, subscribe, all that support is greatly appreciated. And like I said, thank you so much for tuning in live. Saw Fernando there in the chat saying good afternoon. Fernando, good afternoon to you as well. Johnny, what's going on? Johnny asking Mr. Marceau, did you get, well, he's got a couple questions for you, actually. Did you get angry at Cracker? This is another thing that we talked about at Applebee's. Everything happened at Applebee's when I saw you on Sunday. He said, did you get angry at Cracker Barrel for changing their logo? And they also changed the back, by the way. He didn't say that, but they did since change it back.
What a swerve. Not anger. I mean, I think a lot of these companies are trying to distance themselves and be more like, I guess, politically correct is the right way to put it. But I mean, I've never really, there is a Cracker Barrel like 2 minutes from my house that I've never actually went to. So, I mean, it didn't really bother me, but I see that they've done the GSM pivot and they went right back to the old logo. So, seems like it didn't really work, I guess.
But it got them a lot of free exposure, whether it was a publicity stunt or not. More people are talking more about this company, this restaurant, than at any other point in the last probably 20, 30 years. But like you said, will it make me want to go there? Probably not. I mean, I wasn't going there before, but it's probably been a good 10, 13 years since I was last there. But I do love me some Cracker Barrel for breakfast. I just haven't been in a very long time. I'm not as close to one as you are, but it is definitely within easy access for us to go to one. Alexis has never been. I haven't been in a long time. And all of this controversy will not change a damn thing, regardless of what the logo looks like. But I do like the fact that it went back to the way it was. I did appreciate that. Johnny saying, Darby Allin getting close to being the biggest risk taker and bump taker. Yeah, that shit was pretty crazy at Forbidden Door. Grunt, as I mentioned here as well, saying hello. Grunt, what's going on? Thanks for joining. Johnny also asking another question for RJ. Who are you picking in the light heavyweight and bantamweight title fights at UFC 320? Give it to me, Mr. Marceau.
It's a good one. I mean, I think for bantamweight, you got to go Marab. I think that's an easy one. That's not even going to take too much thought on my brain. With the light heavyweight, I love Pereira. If the first fight, Ankalaev just like held him down, just grappled the fuck out of him and beat him, I think I would just go with Pereira. But he kind of stood with him and like made him look dumb. I love Pereira, but I'm gonna go with Ankalaev.
All right, and 320 is what, this weekend? Next weekend?
It's in October. We got a ways to go, and they don't have a pay-per-view in September. They don't have a pay-per-view in September, so it's October 4th. Mm-hmm. They have 2 pay-per-views in October, though, so they have none in September. I'm not sure why they did that, but October 4th, 320, and October 25th, 321.
When was the last one that they had? Obviously 319, but when was that?
319. That was a couple weeks ago, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
16th, August 16th.
So you're telling me there's more time in between UFC pay-per-views than WWE shows, it seems.
Yeah, but they have fight nights every week, so
okay.
I mean, yeah. So like they don't have like the pay-per-view, but they have something.
That makes sense. Hey, more time for build, right? I mean, you need the more UFC promo build. I mean, it always helps. WWE seems to do just fine regardless. Millennial Noob saying hello, Graham and RJ. Ready for Clash in Paris this weekend? He's asking us. Are you excited for the show coming up on Sunday, Mr. Marceau, or is it a show that you're like, I don't really need to tune in live for because it's Labor Day weekend and I have better things to do?
If I had better things to do, yeah. I have no set plan, so yeah, I'll probably put it on. The race will probably get prime priority, but the Clash will be on as well.
All right, looking forward to it. I completely forgot to mention that before when I was discussing what we'll be discussing here today. I forgot to mention Clash in Paris predictions. I didn't even put in the title of the video. I completely forgot the pay-per-views this weekend. I'm going to be honest with you. But I am looking forward to the show to answer the question. Daniel, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. Hunter, what's going on? Thanks for joining us as well. Daniel said 2 things here. He said, RJ is your Shams Woj, it seems. Yeah, he is. He is my Woj. I understood that reference. I got that. Who's Shams, though? I don't know who that is. Oh, I think you might have muted yourself by accident.
Whoops. He is the new Woj, basically. Woj retired from ESPN. Now Shams is the new like NBA insider.
Is Woj doing anything? I thought he just started his own outlet or something.
He might be doing that. Last I knew, he was like, he went to go be like, I thought he was like an athletic director for like a college, but let me take a look.
Yeah, I remember when he
general manager for St. Bonaventures.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, no, I remember that whole thing happened.
I think he started his own.
I thought so. Haven't heard his name as much as I used to. As much as Shams. He's probably staying relevant. He's still got the scoops. I'm sure he's still got a lot of inside sources, right?
Yeah, no, like you said, I think it's yeah.
That's funny. Daniel also said RJ with the fresh cut. Fire emoji.
Thank you. Yeah, I got a wedding this weekend, so got a nice haircut.
Nice. Hey, got to get that fresh cut. Mr. Marceau, first of all, always looking fresh. But second of all, yes, it is a nice fresh cut. I do agree with that.
I'll give you a little sign.
Oh, there you go. Now he's showing off for us, too. Look at that sexy beast over there on my left, right. I don't know what it is. Nathaniel, thanks for joining. He's also asking, hey, RJ, would you guys want to see Becky versus Liv for the Women's Intercontinental Championship? Is that a match that interests you?
Yeah, it just depends on when Liv comes back. I mean, Becky doesn't seem like she'll be dropping the belt anytime soon. So,
Yeah.
but once Liv comes back, I feel like we'll probably get her and
Roxanne?
Roxanne first, obviously. So we'll see. I mean, at this point, I guess someone said like a couple weeks ago, like, do you want to see Becky defend the belt at WrestleMania? I think at this point we might be getting close to it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think her and Liv would be great. Just really depends on how long Becky holds the belt and when Liv comes home.
Hey, if it's up to Becky Lynch, she could be champion forever. It could be a Hogan reign. It could be like a 4-year run as Women's Intercontinental Champion where she just, doesn't put anyone over, and it just doesn't work for her sister, and holds on to the championship until 2030 or some shit. Fernando saying, I lost a lot of respect for the ex-wrestlers who were defending Raja Jackson. I'll discuss that soon. Hunter said, as you said, RJ, he said he's GM at his alma mater. Is that accurate? That's what you said, right?
Yeah, St. Bonnie's.
Yeah, talking about Woj. Would we want, you said Waldo. Who the fuck is Waldo? Would you guys, Waldo, want Roman versus Seth at WrestleMania for the World Championship? I've discussed this before. I'm saying no because I don't want Roman as champion again anytime soon. But is that what would you want? Or do you want that match at Mania? And it's just not for the World Championship? What are you looking at?
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, yeah, I mean, like you said, I don't really want Roman champion if he's going to just be a part-timer. So
Yeah.
I don't hate the match like itself, but I don't want it at Mania. Like you said, like I don't want Roman winning the belt. I think it's a great Mania match one-on-one, but if Roman's going to win and be like part-time Roman, then I'm kind of out on it.
Yeah, no, it's still a little too soon for that. Before I go into Grunt's comment, I do have to mention this on the topic of Becky Lynch before I forget, now that it's kind of topical since we were just mentioning Becky Lynch. Did you see that she has heat with the Osbournes because of her comment from Raw this week where she made a comment, and she wasn't even like shitting on Ozzy Osbourne. She had just said about him, oh, I could see why he left Birmingham and left for Los Angeles, blah, blah, blah. But apparently I think his daughter got all bent out of shape about it, and now WWE is considering having Becky or the company issue an apology. Like, what are we doing here? I mean, does she not know? Is it still real to her, damn it? Like, what was up there? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like maybe just because he did recently pass away, maybe it's a little touchy subject, but that's like no different than like them being in Cleveland and being like her saying like, no wonder LeBron left you for the Heat. Like, I don't know. It's like you said, I guess because he just passed away, maybe it's a little bit more touchy, but it's not like she was like, oh, I'm glad Ozzy Osbourne died or something like that. Like, it was more the fact she was just shitting on the crowd than, yeah.
Exactly.
So like I said, I don't think it's that. It was not. There was no malice in it. I mean,
no. It really wasn't that big of a deal. I don't really know why this is turning into an international incident, and hopefully WWE stands their ground and doesn't apologize. I know they have always had a great respect for the Osbournes. Ozzy's been on Sharon too. They've been on WWE TV a lot. He's in the WWE Hall of Fame as part of the celebrity wing. But come on, that's just stupid. I mean, they have said far worse things. Trust me. I mean, have they ever apologized for really anything aside from maybe one or two incidents? They make offensive jokes almost on the regular, especially years ago. I mean, lest we forget the Kobe Bryant, Colorado hotel room comment, which I don't know if they apologize. I think they apologized for, but it did get AW fired.
They did. Abraham Washington got fired.
Yeah, he got canned. We never saw that guy again. He was the original person in wrestling to be canceled before it became a thing.
Before it got cool, yeah.
Before it got cool. Greg said, all in victory lap in all caps. Don't care that it's a month late. I totally called Paige, Tony, and Athena winning. I got my moment. So Io Sky did not win that night as Grunt wanted, as you wanted.
Yeah, so then you don't get a victory lap because we were on a conjoining thought together.
But you guys did call those matches. Or no, did you pick Mercedes? I think you picked Tony. I don't remember.
I picked Mercedes.
Okay, yeah. I didn't want Mercedes, and then she ended up losing.
After some of the shit I've seen Tony Storm doing lately, maybe she should have dropped the belt as Mercedes.
What, the sniffing and the licking and whatnot?
The sniffing, the biting, like what are we doing here? Biting Mercedes' crotch, like it's so dumb.
But you were right, Grunt, on your all-in predictions. We'll see if you're right about Clash. I mean, you're not watching WWE right now, but yeah, no, you were right in that those all-in predictions alongside Mr. Marceau. Nathaniel said, I think CM Punk can beat Seth eventually. I think he will. I don't know if it's going to be for the championship, though. And then Daniel said, that AW line was hilarious. Seeing someone throw away their career in real time was amazing. That was such a distasteful line, but the fact that he threw that out there was insane. Yeah, and then Daniel, I forgot about this. Daniel said, then Cole immediately apologized for it right after the commercial break. That I do not remember. I feel like Vince would have found that funny, and the only reason they had him apologize was because Twitter was upset or whatever. But I mean, that was when did that incident happen, by the way? Was that years earlier or was it relevant at that time?
When the Kobe Bryant thing happened?
Yeah.
I'm not on top of my Kobe Bryant sexual assault times, but I mean, I can find it.
Yeah, I'm just curious.
So you made the joke in 2012, and the alleged incident happened in 2003. I mean, it's like 10 years later.
Yeah, not that it makes it any better, but yeah. I mean, it has to do with a pretty serious subject. But that shit was crazy, though. That was like one of the first, like we said, first cancellations in wrestling in real time. And then he like defended it later on, too. I don't know if they like wrote, I mean, I think that was an impromptu line, but yeah, that shit was insane. Daniel said the same thing you did. The Kobe thing happened in 2003. Nathaniel also said Adam Copeland and Christian versus FTR was made official at All Out. I think they chased the tag titles after All Out. Yeah, I think so as well. I think they do beat FTR, and it will not very likely for the tag titles. FTR did not win the tag team championships at Forbidden Door, so that match will not be for the tag team titles. But let's talk about this Raja Jackson incident real quick, Mr. Marceau. As far as like, there's been a lot more details that have come out since we discussed that on Sunday. I mean, at this point, pretty much everyone has seen the footage. Whether you're a wrestling fan or not, this made national headlines, as it should have, because it was pretty fucking gross, literally and figuratively. The short of it is, he got in the ring, and I think he was attacked with a beer can earlier in the show, and he was hit in the back of the head with a beer can. And I think the guy, Syko Stu, who was the one he attacked, was the one who attacked him, quote unquote. And then he apologized and whatever. And then there was like a kick stream going on where people were like egging him on. And this guy, AJ Mana, who was involved in the promotion, was telling him, hey, go get your receipt, blah, blah, blah. Raja Jackson, who his dad said, of course, the son of UFC fighter Rampage Jackson, also a former TNA star from many years ago. I guess he had a concussion from a few days prior. I don't know if that's an excuse. It's definitely a factor, but definitely inexcusable what he did. So then he proceeded to get in the ring and completely knock this guy out cold, continue to beat the shit out of him, and not just like punch him once for real. Like he continued to punch him repeatedly. And it got really, really bad there, to the point where he was knocked unconscious, lost a lot of his teeth, bloodied, and honestly, if he was not stopped by the people that ran into the ring, he very likely could have died. And he was out of consciousness for a while, and he's doing better now. I mean, they have a whole GoFundMe up and all this other sort of shit, and a lot of people have donated to it, including one Chris Jericho and Mr. Beast, of all people, donating $10,000. But yeah, there's been a lot of opinions about this in the last couple days, not just from fans, but like a lot of, notable names like Mark Henry. I saw Rob Van Dam said something. And, less so RVD. I think he may have just been using that as kind of like a reason to tune into his podcast. So I can't really speak to that because I didn't see exactly what he said aside from I got Raja's back, but I think he kind of backpedaled later on. Mark Henry has stood his ground in saying Raja was in, not that he was in the right, but like he's kind of defending him, saying that I was in that position once, not doing that exactly, but like he understands why he did it and isn't really condemning it probably as much as he should, which was a disappointing opinion to see nonetheless. But Mr. Marceau, what is your take on this whole thing as far as what the fuck is going on here? And like, obviously this guy is not only blackballed from wrestling, but I mean, is he facing charges? How do you see the situation playing out?
Yeah, the problem is, I guess my thing is like, people are like, oh, it's like a work, whatever, da-da-da. Like, I guess my thing is like, how hasn't there been charges filed? Yeah, like, it literally was on video of him, like, literally just killing him, basically. Like you said, like, if they didn't pull him off him, he literally could have been, he probably would have died.
Yeah.
Like, he was, like, straight just killing him.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, the fact that, like, they even let him leave the premises, let alone that he's not been, like, arrested yet, to me is just crazy because it's on video. Like, the whole thing to me is just crazy. And the fact that, like, nothing's been done to me, like, I don't know, it just seems not right. Like, that's, like, why I'm, like, hesitant to, like, even go further. Like, he should have been arrested the night of, let alone now. Like, it happened days ago. Like I said, this happened, like, almost a week ago at this point, and there's still nothing. Like the whole like, oh, he had a concussion. That's just like a dumb excuse to like.
No, it's a dumb excuse.
Okay, so if he had a concussion and he killed someone the next day, is he just okay? Like, oh no, he had a concussion. We're just like, that's just a dumb thing to say. But yeah, the fact that this guy's been arrested, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more to it as well that I didn't mention. Where like, I think his father was on a stream that same night too, and the son Raja, who was obviously responsible, I guess was also saying like, "Oh, no one's gonna call me a pussy anymore," or something like that. And that's what kind of encouraged him to get in the ring to do what he did. Obviously inexcusable, but the whole situation was just gross as far as how it was handled. And I completely agree. How he hasn't already ended up behind bars. I mean, I don't know if that's a testament to the legal system or what, but like, I mean, he has to, right? I mean, that has to be where this is headed. I mean, the whole like, oh, they're investigating. I'm sure they are, but really, what more is there to investigate? They have it on video. It's not like a he said, she said thing, it's on film.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, the fact he hasn't been arrested, it's crazy to me.
It's insane. I do apologize, though. Maybe I'm concussed, because according to Daniel, I did say Syko Sid by accident. I meant to say Syko Stu. That's his name, Syko Stu, not Syko. Syko Sid died last year. But yeah, Syko, actually, a good question here. It's a little oddly worded, so I don't know if this is what he means. But it was a question for you. He said, in your opinion, do you think the whole thing... the karma with the Raja stuff is karma for what Rampage is going through? I mean, does that ring any bells? What Rampage? I don't know. I don't really understand the question.
Yeah, no, I mean, I know Rampage Jackson's gone through a lot of like legal issues, I guess. Maybe that's what he's like referring to. Maybe it's kind of like same thing with his son. But yeah, I mean, he's also gone through a lot of things.
Yeah, and as Daniel said, too, he's even on camera saying he was going to punch him as many times as he could until they stopped him. And people attempted to stop him. If you watch the footage, people tried to pull him off of this Syko Stu guy. So it's not even as if, like, well, first of all, the fact he was going to punch him legit that many times at all is bad. But, like, they attempt to pull him off, and he just keeps going. So clearly he has some sort of anger issues or whatever. And then, obviously, he's at fault, and he should be behind bars, as we said. But just a broader question here. What do you think this says about just the wrestling business in general? And I'm not saying this sort of stuff happens all the time, because it doesn't. But like, if you watch the footage, there are people that aren't doing shit. And the whole like, oh, you got to get a receipt. Like, it's all this like wrestling backstage carny bullshit. I'm sure, has Corny talked about this yet? Or has he? I don't know. I probably.
Yeah, he like went on like a whole rant about it, just saying like how this, like basically kind of what you're saying, like carny wrestling, like someone like, oh, you need a receipt, and like
it's crazy.
Just like the best part is like he's like in a parking lot, they're just drinking. Like one, you shouldn't be drinking before a show anyways. I mean, that's rule number one. I mean, two, how this guy get in here? Three, why are you filming it? Like, if you really want to go like deep in the weeds and like the whole wrestling thing, like killing kayfabe, obviously it's dead at this point, but like that, letting someone in that has no affiliation, dumb. The guy with the cowboy hat's like, get your receipt. Like, why? Like, and the worst part was the company that it happened is, I'm pretty sure like either Rikishi or someone from the Onawai family like runs it. They lost their WWE ID now. Like, there was no positive to this. Like, it's just stupid.
No, it's just stupid. And then I saw this video. I'll have to DM it to you after we're done here. I saw this video and I laughed just because it's so crazy. It is very unfortunate. But in this video, there was this indie guy that was on the show, like this fucking mud law, whatever wrestler. And I don't know if you saw this, but he's got like face paint on and he's cutting a promo on Raja Jackson. Like, oh, you're coming to and he's doing this in front of fans outside of the building, hoping that people will follow him and like, hey, I'm this on Twitter. Like, come at me, Raja Jackson. Come at me and I'll fight you. You want a real fight? Like, dude, stop. Like, he's trying to get this free publicity. This is the most wrestling thing I've ever seen. It's not gonna kill the business, but it's such a bad look. You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking bad, bro. It's this carny bullshit. Because all the good stuff that happens in wrestling or that we've kind of fixed, people don't pay as much attention to. This is the stuff that makes headlines and is like, why is wrestling still so fucking dumb and for like the lowest common denominator? And it's a bad look for the rest of us.
No, I agree. They just the whole thing is just fucking crazy.
It is crazy. I'll send you the video after. Nathaniel, I'll answer your question. I'll send that to RJ in a second. But Syko asked, thoughts on the AJ Mana aspect? I mean, you kind of mentioned it, but that was the guy with the cowboy hat, I think, right? I mean, he's also at fault here. I don't know.
Yeah, he's as guilty as fucking Raja. Him, like, egging him on. Like, if the kid doesn't really know what's going on, why are you egging him on to, like, do something about it? And then, like, you're not helping this guy. Like, he's, like, killing your coworker. Like, what the fuck?
And it's not even like, first of all, Raja is not in the business. I don't know if he was training to be a wrestler, why he was even there, like you said. Like, why the fuck is this guy even there? And why would he not disclose? Because, I mean, wrestling, it's a wrestling thing, so you're going to work hurt, brother. But, like, why would he not disclose ahead of time before he did anything physical that he had a concussion a few days earlier? Like, there's no excuse. They allowed that. They didn't ask him. They didn't do a health check or whatever the hell it would be. I mean, everyone comes out of this situation looking bad, aside from the guy that was attacked. But if you ask Mark Henry, that guy's at fault more than anyone else, which is just an insane opinion. I mean,
I guess my question is, why is it his fault? Does Mark give a reason why it's his fault? Or
I got to look more into it, but he said it was because he encouraged it. Like, oh, he was drinking, so like he hit him with the beer can, like he was getting a receipt, so it makes sense. You hit me, I hit you. It's like, no, he hit you with a beer can. This guy almost killed this other guy. He hit you with a
beer can, like, as a joke, and like did he literally apologize?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe get one punching on him. Okay, not like 20. I mean,
to the point where almost kills him.
He's defending this. He's a moron.
Yeah, I agree. And Daniel even asked a good question here. Do you think this alters the receipt, quote unquote, aspect of the business going forward, or at least how non-wrestlers are used? I mean, the whole
depends
receipt
on the company and outlaw, like an outlaw promotion like this. Who knows? But like, you're not like seeing this shit like in a real company. I mean,
no.
Like I said, the whole thing is just straight like mud show outlaw wrestling. They're in the parking lot drinking beer, like Syko Stu. I'm sorry you got the shit kicked out of him, but like you looked like a buffoon to begin with.
Yeah.
The whole like attacking him with a beer can, like why? He's like, oh, I didn't know he wasn't a worker. Like, why would you do that in the first place? The whole thing is just like I said, just straight mud show outlaw wrestling, and it's just not good.
And I think the most wrestling aspect of all of this, because he asked how non-wrestlers are used, will this affect this going forward? No, because I think they will ultimately like revel in the attention that this is going to bring them. Like, I didn't know who the fuck KnokX Pro. Like, I never went to a show. Why would I? They're not here in the Northeast, but like never heard of them, didn't care about them. I'm not going anyway, but they'll probably be like, there might be more people that now know of us, even if we're not WWE ID associated, that are not going to buy tickets to our shows to see real shit go down. Like, I could totally see them doing that. I can't say that as a fact, but like, that's just the most wrestling thing of all time. I just totally see that being the case. It's crazy.
It's something.
I mean, I thought you already bought your tickets for their next show. You might have to cancel them. I don't know.
Yeah, I booked my flight last night to go.
Crazy shit, my man. But backpedaling a little bit here, Nathaniel said, RJ, do you want to see Cena face Drew McIntyre in his final match? Is that the match you want to see Cena retire in?
Probably not, but I mean, I want to see the match. Probably not his last match, though.
Yeah, I think it would work as his last match. I'm not saying it has to be, but I'd be okay with it personally. Either him or Gunther. I think Drew would be a fine opponent, but I do want to see the match at some point. I agree with that. Fernando asking, did I enjoy Dynamite last night? Thought the show was fine. Didn't think it was great. Didn't think it was awful. I think the ECW arena looked cool. I know you don't agree, though.
I thought it was great. Everything was great.
Well, what are you, Tony Khan?
Yeah. I thought the show was great. Everything was great. Everything I saw was great.
On the Raja stuff, Syko said, weird that it was a WWE affiliate as as low budget as that place looked. Yeah, I mean, I think they only affiliated with them because they were owned by Rikishi, right? That's got to be why.
Yeah, that's what they've said. Like, there's some affiliation with Rikishi, so that's all the reason.
Daniel said, smacking a beer can on someone that you don't know is wild. Not saying Stu deserved anything that happened, though. Yeah, I know. It's dumb shit all around. That is definition of mud show, like, bullshit. Like, outlaw mud show.
Why would you? I guess my thing is, like, why would you do that? Like, like I said, I'm not condoning Stu getting his ass beat, but, like,
he's not one of the boys. That's why.
Like, what are you doing, buddy? Like, I just don't get that.
I don't get that at all. Nathaniel asked, RJ, did you like Bayley's promo on Raw? What are your thoughts on the new character change for Bayley?
It's good. I mean, it depends on what's going on. I mean, we still haven't seen Lyra. Did Lyra get lost in wherever the last time we saw her? But, I mean, if they split them apart, maybe we get them back again later on. But, I mean, I don't want them to both face each other now because I think they both need wins.
Yeah, no, I think they will face each other. But the character direction for Bayley, we'll see how it goes. I've said this before, but I'm liking the promos. It's just more of how this whole crazy character is going to be executed. If she's out there acting all psycho and it's just stupid nonsense, then maybe not. But, I am intrigued by the character direction. It's the most interesting thing she's done in a while. So I am curious to see where it goes. And Nathaniel said something similar. He said, I can't wait to see what Bayley does, and I think Lyra should go to SmackDown. Yeah, I think that would work. Would you draft Lyra to SmackDown, RJ, or would you keep her on Raw and just keep them separate?
I would just keep them separate. I mean, I don't think you need to move her to SmackDown.
Yeah, I know. I think for what it is, I think Lyra on Raw is totally fine. They have enough women on Raw where they could have her work with other people. Fresh Fly saying the same thing that Daniel said earlier. Tell RJ Marceau the fade looks clean, bro, and shout out to his barber. He's going to be promoting the guy in a second. There you go.
Seriously, I might have to put the guy's phone number in the. Thank you.
Pop it up in the corner of the screen. The Bayley character will be interesting, Millennial Noob said. Yeah, no, I think so as well. Time will tell. Fernando said Stu thought they had an agreement that they were an angel. What, thinking? I don't know.
There was an angle. I think you meant angle.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Well, because I saw that too. Someone's like, "Oh, we're gonna book this angle." Like, dude, he's not a wrestler. Like, that's the thing too. Like you said, it's just so outlaw. Like they're like, "Oh, we're gonna book an angle." Like no one even knows who he is. That's another thing. It's like, "Oh, they're gonna book this angle between him and Syko Stu." I'm like, no one even knows who Roger Jackson is. No one in the crowd had any idea who he was.
Yeah, no, they weren't popping for that's Roger Jackson. He's here. That's son of Rampage. Like no one gave a shit.
They had no idea who he was.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, the whole like, oh yeah, it was an angle. Like no, like it's not. And then why, if it's part of an angle, why would he hit him for real like 20 times? Like that doesn't make any sense. Did he say if it was such an angle that he just wouldn't he wouldn't stop punching him until someone stopped him? That's not an angle. That's like real life, and that's like attempted fucking murder. It could have been actual murder if he just kept going. Like what a moron. Grunt said, just insane. Darby Allin versus Claudio was pretty sick. I agree. I thought the Falls Count Anywhere match was good last night. Wearing the Cesaro shirt right now as we speak.
The bump through the table looked dumb, but yeah.
It wasn't as good, and I'm not just saying this is a WWE AEW thing, like one was better than the other.
Wow, he's picking sides, people. I hear it.
And we were there, so I am a bit biased. The Javon Evans one that Obafemi did at Heatwave was fucking awesome. We were like, holy shit, that was crazy. And then he ended up losing, did Javon Evans. But the match was fun, though. That was a great match. We'll talk about that in a second. But Abu Sika, the third person to say something. First of all, he said, hi, Graham and RJ. Then he said, RJ, fresh fade. Everyone getting the fresh. There you go. Show RJ. Give the man his flowers, all right? Looking like a sexy beast.
Like, Jesus. I didn't do anything, people, but thank you.
He actually is lying. He's not actually going to a wedding this weekend. He got the fresh fade for today because he knew it would be recording on camera.
Yeah, that's why I got my haircut, just for this.
I just wish you did it a few days earlier, so you did it for when I saw you in person at Applebee's and the NXT Heatwave show. But a couple days too late isn't too much of a bad thing. Oh, let's see. Before we move on here, Abuzuka said seeing footage of Raja Jackson even before it was clear he was a ticking time bomb waiting to happen. Yeah, that man just seems fucking off his rocker. I mean, what normal human being? And it's concussion. Okay, dude, people in WWE get concussions all the time. That's no excuse. That's no excuse. The guy seems like there's definitely something mentally wrong there. Like, he needs help.
Just getting his receipt.
Yeah, got to get your receipt, brother. Fresh Fly saying, got to go get my haircut now. Yeah, RJ promoting haircuts. He's Fresh Fly coming from, he's Mr. Marceau looking fresh. Nathaniel asking who I think beats Brodito for the tag titles. I would still think FTR, but I honestly have no idea. I'd have to look at their tag team division. Daniel asking, is RJ's fade getting more over than Love Ziggler? I think it is. I think it's the new thing. Now you got to show up with a fresh fade every fucking week.
No, thank you.
This is amazing. Yeah, Fresh Fly said, my haircuts cost $70. That's nuts.
Sheesh.
You got to be getting a Fresh Fly haircut if your haircut's $70. That's insane. And then Noob talking about Yosuke and Asuka. Yeah, I'm enjoying the storyline. I think it's been good for what it has been so far. A lot of melodramatic, storyline developments at this point, but I think so far from what we've gotten, it's been pretty good. I'm intrigued to see where it goes. But I mentioned Javon Evans and Obafemi, Mr. Marceau, talking about Heatwave from Sunday. Not doing a whole full review here of the show, but just talking about being there at the Lowell Memorial Auditorium, and obviously hot as shit, like we said earlier. But just give me your on-site report as far as what you thought of the show being there and how it compares to, I mean, it's night and day compared to Black and Gold. There was a lot of people in that building that were sitting in front of us said Black and Gold not nearly as good as what we got now. Whatever. Curious what you think of the show on Sunday, though, NXT Heatwave, and just being there in person, and what some of the best matches of the night were, you think?
Yeah, I thought overall it was a good time. Like you said, minus sweating the entire time because it was extremely hot there.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I thought the triple threat with Jada, Kalani, and Lola was a great way to start the show. I mean, the crowd was really eating that up. Graham went nuts for Lola Vice to win, so that was also great.
Oh, God, no.
That was good. I mean, he should have seen it after the other the TNA Women's Knockout triple threat. I had to hold his excitement back. He was going nuts. Almost off the rail for Ash by Elegance. Thought that was fine for what it was. I mean, didn't really. I guess my thing with that match, it made no sense. Like, Nyx interfered and they threw her out from ringside, her and Fallon Henley, but it was a triple threat. Like, there's no DQ. So
made no sense. Yeah.
And then later in the match, literally the other two gals from TNA pulled out Jane, or pulled out Masha Slamovich, and then Dana Brooke hit the finish, and they act like nothing happened. So that was kind of weird. But I mean, I thought all the matches were good. I mean, the one thing that also annoyed me and you, Chelsea Green and Ethan Page versus TV on Heights and Steele. I think that's her last name. Couldn't even tell you what her first name was.
Yeah, I know you're right. Tyra May Steele.
Clearly, Canada, United States vibes. Okay. The crowd just would not stop chanting for Green and Page. And, like, I get, like, people like Chelsea Green, but it's just, like, the whole match felt weird. Ethan Page tried to get heat, and people just didn't care. The main event was great. The fucking foot under the rope. We were, like, literally about to jump through I was so fast.
Yeah.
Literally hits it 1-2, foot under the rope. Like you said, the toss to the table was great. But all in all, I thought it was a good night, and I got no complaints.
Yeah, no, enjoyed the show for what it was. Logical results and whatnot. Thought the action was solid.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of the same story as a lot of these other NXT PLEs, where it's like good if you saw it, and you don't really miss much if you didn't tune in. There were 2 title changes, new NXT Tag Team Champions. You actually neglected to mention the Jordan Grace Blake Monroe match. What were your thoughts on that one, and Blake Monroe winning?
Yeah, I think it was good. I mean, I think it was kind of predictable. We both had Monroe winning because I think obviously that was the only move that really made sense. But no, I thought it was good. They kind of continued on Tuesday, which I'm like, why? I mean, I feel like she beat her, so why are we going back to it?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
I mean, I guess technically Monroe cheated because she pulled the turnbuckle off. But besides that, like, why are we doing it again? But I thought Grace was going up. But honestly, big one for Kalani Jordan on Tuesday, so no issues on that. But yeah, I thought it was a good match. It was great to see Monroe in person. But yeah, another good match just there. The tag match was whatever. Hank and Tank for me, or what we call Heavy Machinery 2.0, just does nothing for me.
At least Darks, they won the tag titles. The ending of that match I thought was well done, though. The crowd really got into it with that hot tag, and the last couple minutes were well done. But, I thought it was a good show overall. You mentioned Blake. Obafemi's obviously a star. I'll go back to the Obafemi thing in a moment. But who do you think are some of the brighter prospects on NXT right now? I mean, they have a lot of great women, so there's a lot of
I was going to say, can I just list off every woman on the roster? Is that down, or?
I mean, that's really what it is, though. I mean, look at the men's roster. You have Obafemi, who's obviously a star. We've talked about that before. Javon Evans. Will kind of runs dry beyond that, though. Like, I like Miles Bourne. I like Tavion Heights, both formerly of the No Quarter Catch crew. But, they're not really doing – I mean, they didn't give a shit about Tavion Heights on Sunday because they were cheering Chelsea Green and Ethan Page the entire time. I feel like this brand needs a bit of a shot in the arm as far as, like, some real – the women – this 5 out of the 6 matches on this show. I said 5 out of the 6. That's not true. I think 4 out of the 6 were women's matches or had a woman involved, which is great. 2/3 of the show. It was basically ladies' night at NXT Heatwave. But
what was NXT Evolution?
It was basically NXT Evolution, exactly. I mean, what do you think is the future of the brand as far as building up some new stars? Is it just a matter? I mean, they have Ricky Saints as well, who popped up at the end there, but the well kind of runs dry beyond those guys, like we said.
Yeah, I'm just quickly looking through the NXT roster on the website. And like I said, the women is like a fucking oil well you could drill for 100 years. The men, like you said, it's pretty limited after you have Oba, Ethan Page, but obviously I feel like he's kind of he's a proven commodity at this point. Javon Evans, obviously. Jasper Troy, I know they've been pushing.
Yep.
I think he's probably someone they have their eyes on. Lexis King, I mean, What are we
he's
doing
there.
here? He's there. Osbourne I like, but I mean, they haven't really used him a ton. But like I said, I don't know his name. The guy that's on Dark State with the ball, I don't even know his name. The guy that was the other guy. Who was the other guy besides Dion? Not Dion.
Dion Lennox, yeah.
Who's the other guy?
There's Dion Lennox. I think I
found him. Osiris Griffin. He actually has a good look to him. I don't know if he's any good in the ring, but I thought he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking at the other guys, it's kind of just there. But like you said, all the women, I mean, their women's roster is so deep. It's kind of crazy compared to how limited the men are.
Yeah, no, they have a lot of female prospects on that show. I mean, from the women's matches alone, I mean, you have Jada Parker, Lola Vice, who is the other person? Kalani Jordan involved in that match. Blake Monroe, Jordan Grace. A lot of awesome female talent on that show. They have to really bump up the guys' side, though. I mean, the NXT North American Championship is doing well with Ethan Page, but he's main roster bound at some point, as is Ricky Saints. You're not really left with a whole else beyond those guys, as well as Obafemi. I'll get back to their chats in a second, some of which popped to me when I read them earlier. But one of the questions was from Yoey Spangucci, what's going on, dude? Thanks for joining. He said, when do we see Obafemi in the main roster? When do we see Obafemi in the main roster? And then in addition to that, I'm also going to ask you, who do you, even before that, see taking the NXT Championship away from Obafemi? Is it Ricky Saints? Will they go back to Javon Evans? Who do you see taking that title from him? And when does Oba go to the main roster?
I mean, I think it has to be either Saints or Evans. I think those two are the only two that really make sense at this point. I mean, I know Wesley's still down there, but I don't think he'll be the one to beat Oba. At this point, we talked. I mean, I guess we missed Trick Williams too, by the way. He's still there,
of course,
he's doing
Trick,
more TNA stuff right now.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things. It's like I feel like Oba's ready, but like you said, if he goes to the main roster, they don't really have a lot left to replenish the shelves. Like there really isn't much there. So like maybe he is someone that they keep down a little bit longer. Not that I don't like. I think he should get called up eventually, but also you get called up now. There isn't really a need for him currently. I mean, I don't really know what you do with him. You bring him right up, so maybe he does stay down longer than we anticipate. But I would say either Evans or Saints is the one that should beat him for the belt.
Yeah, I think either one of those people would be perfectly fine. On the subject of Javon, we also asked this question as well. Do we think that Javon can break Randy Orton's record of youngest world champion? So for clarity here, Orton broke Brock Lesnar's record, who I think set the record at 25. Orton set the record in 04, I think at 24 as world heavyweight champion, if I'm not mistaken. Javon Evans might be 20, 21 at this point. I think 20. So he would have 4 years to win a world championship on the main roster. I do not see him breaking that record. That would even be assuming he would win a world championship on the main roster at all, and I don't think winning the NXT championship counts. I think Javon is great. I just don't know if they'll see him on that level on the main roster. That's kind of what I'm concerned about. But and I'm not even really sure if he's a main event guy anyway at the main roster level. I guess time will tell. But do you think Javon can beat Orton's record, RJ, or do you think he's probably I don't know. What do you think his ceiling is on Raw and SmackDown?
I think mid-card. I think mid-card's probably his ceiling. I feel like he's like Ricochet. I just feel Ricochet when I see him. So mid-card. There's nothing wrong with that, but I see U.S. titles probably what I would say is his ceiling on the main roster.
Yeah, most likely. I don't see him winning a world championship, Daniel Bryan style, but hey, maybe he gets over super well and he ascends to that level. Well, I mean, I would love to see it. I'm just not sure if he will. But he has had a great run in NXT so far. But yeah, I thought the show was good. We'll see what they have in store. They're doing a lot of shows coming up. They have their homecoming show edition of NXT at Full Sail. We saw that announcement when we were there. That's pretty cool, coming up in a few weeks. They have No Mercy at the end of September, and then Halloween Havoc in October. So got a string of shows. I just want to see them do more in NXT to kind of make these shows feel more must-see. I mean, they'll never get the TakeOver vibe back from 10 years ago. And we went to a lot of TakeOvers. A lot of TakeOver in New York. Probably the best TakeOver of all time 6 years ago over Mania 35 weekend. But, these shows aren't quite what those were, but they're still solid for what they are. And I thought it was an enjoyable experience on Sunday night. So before I move on to the other stuff that I want to ask you about, Richie said earlier, RJ's Fade versus Love Ziggler versus Tyreek, one hell of a main event match. That's even better than Javon Evans and Obafemi, so I agree with that. And Yoey becoming the fourth person to say something, Yoey jumping on in here in the chat, before he said the other stuff, saying, "Hi guys, glad to catch a live stream. Liking the haircut, RJ." Everyone appreciated a lot of love. Acknowledge the fade. There he is. He's showing it off, baby. Acknowledge the fade from Mr. Marceau. And also asking me what brand of hat is that. It's Hurley. So Hurley hat, and yes, Mr. Marceau getting a haircut with the fresh fade. Let's see here. I already answered that question. They should have never let Oba or Eddie Thorpe go. JK Daniel said. Eddie Thorpe, funny story about Eddie Thorpe. Good wrestler. We were at the Lowell show, actually. The last time they were at Lowell, we were there. He was in the main event. What happened that we were like, he was in the main event or something for the NXT Championship.
I think he won. He won and they restarted the match.
Yeah, he won. It was like a fucking draw or something like that. And they did not restart it. I think it ended in a draw or something dumb like that. And then we were joking that because it wasn't a live show. They did do a show and it was post-production. They were airing it on Christmas Eve. So we made the joke that when Eddie Thorpe, he showed up on the show the following week when they aired it on TV, it'd be this massive heat. Boo, Eddie Thorpe, you suck. Massive heat. It's insane, though, when you think about the fact that he was involved in the NXT Championship scene for a couple of months there, and then he ended up just getting released just mere months later. That's the nature of the business, right?
Yeah. I mean, like you said, he was literally I think he faced Trick. And it was like a double pin or something weird. We thought he won, and then they reviewed it. It was like a double pin somehow, and then they just didn't even restart the match. It just was a draw. And then I think the next week they did a triple threat between him, Trick, and Oba. But yeah, no, I mean, not that I was his biggest fan, but like you said, at least he'd be someone that's somewhat established on NXT right now. Maybe they just looked at him and said, we don't see him going past this level, so why even keep him on the roster? But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, it was. It is pretty crazy. He was positioned so prominently for so long, and then they just fired the guy. I mean, that was the same show that we were at the TV taping in Lowell for NXT. They did this. We joke, but this 10-minute barn burner Matt Classic between Dion Lennox and Ashanti the Adonis, who was also no longer in the company, and we were just sitting there at 10 o'clock or whatever it was on a Tuesday night, thinking, "What are we fucking doing? I mean, what is going on here?" Why isn't this on the coconut loop? You know what I'm saying?
Literally, it was the greatest shitty match I've ever seen in my life.
And people, I would, okay, here's a joke for you. In that building, when that match was going on, you could hear the air conditioning. Except there is no air conditioning. That's how bad that match was. Mario's becoming the fifth or sixth, I lost track at this point, saying, based RJ with the fade. Another fade comment here in the chat from Mr. Marceau. Acknowledge him. Acknowledge Mr. Marceau. With the again, like I said, you got to show up the fade everywhere. The fade is more over than I am. The fade is more over than you. The fade is more over than
this thing is great.
You better give your barber a nice tip the next time you see him. Love it. I love it. Let's see. What do I think of Hook's new entrance song? It's fine. I heard that I thought they just wanted to change it for the sake of changing it. Apparently they changed Hook's song because Action Bronson said some negative things about AEW in an interview within the last year, and they were like, yeah, we don't want to use him anymore. And the rights to his song were coming up anyway, so they just didn't renew it, and they just gave Hook a new song when he came back. So, I mean, the new song's fine, but I thought the other song was better. Grunt mentioning speaking of the heat waves, I'm so glad we seem to have moved past them here in the Northeast. Yeah, we haven't had a heat wave here in the Northeast, here in the States, I don't know, about a month or so. It was pretty fucking hot here for a while, but thankfully not in the last, it's probably late July. Hunter saying, what matches do you guys see happening at WrestlePalooza outside of Brock and Cena and Cody versus Drew? Also, who do you see facing Stephanie for the vacant title? Two good questions. Mr. Marceau, I know your answer to the second part of that question. Who do you see Stephanie facing for the vacant title, and who do you see winning the championship? Who is your answer?
I mean, after Raw, I feel like I was kind of thrown for a loop when Pierce was like, I know who I wanted to face you, but I got to clarify some things. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I feel like that kind of threw it off. I think Io should be the one to win the belt, but from him saying that, I feel like it's someone else, maybe someone from SmackDown.
Yeah.
I don't know. The way he worded it just kind of threw me off.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do like Stephanie a lot, but I don't know. You'd keep joking, and it's in my head. I can't get it out of my head. Rhea's gonna win at Perth. It's gonna be funny.
Yep.
gonna win, and I'm gonna get mad like I always do. But like at that point, I'd rather just put the belt in Rhea to begin with. But I mean, maybe they put it on someone from SmackDown, and then Rhea beats her, and then we go on the whole thing again. But I like Stephanie. I just don't think she's going to be the one to win the belt. Whoever's facing her, I think, is going to win. But those other two matches you mentioned, I think they're definitely good ones. I mean, the first one on ESPN, they're going to want to stack it up a little bit. So, Cody Drew sounds great, and so is Brock and Cena. So
yeah, I think those two matches, in addition to what you just said, whoever Stephanie faces, whether it be someone from SmackDown or someone from the past, I do think that match will probably be saved for the pay-per-view, because at this point we're only 3 weeks away from WrestlePalooza, so you might as well at that point just save it for that show. As far as other matches, they really want to stack it against AEW, so I don't know. I mean, those are two pretty big attractions as it is. I could see them doing Rollins versus one of the three people he's facing on Sunday, so either him and Punk one more time, maybe the big blow-off on that show. I would say Jay, but it's pretty obvious Jay would not fucking win. Maybe Punk. RJ. Jay's definitely not walking out with a championship this time, but I would like to see the match. RJ's a believer.
they did have a match. I'm pretty sure wasn't Jay champion and went to a DQ?
Yes, they did not. That's what I'm saying. I would like to see the match. He's just not going to win.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm just saying they might want a sexier match because you're facing AEW. They want to really stack the card and whatever.
It is a sexy match. Rollins versus Jay's over.
Yeah, but Punk and Rollins, I mean, we're tired of it. I get that. But, it's a bigger match on paper. They really might want to, because Punk could realistically win more so than Jey Uso. But, the Jey Uso match is also fine too. We know he's not going to win.
Maybe we get Roman and Jay. Oh, no, they already did that tag match. Never mind. Yeah. I'll shut up.
Maybe Roman. Oh, Roman's not going to be around, actually. He's filming his movie. I don't know what they're going to do. For the women's championships, maybe Tiffany and Jade again. I don't really have any interest in that, but that seems like the direction they're heading in. Better than Tiffany and Nia for the fucking 10th time. On the Raw side, we already mentioned it, Stephanie and whoever. So, yeah, they'll probably only do 5 matches anyway, so that's a pretty complete card as it is. Fernando asking, should Danny Garcia join the Death Riders? No. I know what it looked like on Dynamite, but absolutely fucking not. The group should be nearing its end.
The group should go away.
Yeah, let's not add more people to it, please, or replace anyone. No fucking thanks. Richie said, those fuck you Eddie chants when he faced Trick was not good heat. That was go away heat. Oh, we know. When we were there, we know. That was definitely go away heat. Shawn Michaels was like, yeah, I know. He's a top heel on the show. Like, bro, it's just... Yeah, like Richie said, he was never captivating gimmick-wise, which sucked for him. He was a fine wrestler, but, there's a lot of fine wrestlers on the mud shows. Syko Stu might be a fine wrestler. Doesn't mean that they're, NXT champion material. All due respect to Syko Stu. He also said, but I think Eddie said he was done with wrestling when he got released not too long ago, so there's that. Yeah, he used to be in New Japan, I think. I'm pretty sure he was in New Japan before he went to NXT, so... I guess he's done with wrestling. He might just go back to fucking DJing or something. I don't know. Mario's asking on the subject of Trick earlier, do we see Trick reuniting with Mello on the main roster? I could see that. Could you? I think it's possible.
Yeah, Mello's doing nothing anyway, so might as well.
I agree. I agree, Daniel. We need RJ's fade merch. That might have to become a thing. If this kid keeps on showing up with a fresh fade every single week, I mean, come on. It's
not happening every week, people, so...
Don't let Tyreek know how over RJ's fate is. Yeah, I know. Tyreek's going to be pissed. Maria, what's going on? Thanks for joining. I see you there in the chat. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but welcome to the chat. If you make a comment about RJ's fade, you're going to be number 6. So, no, he did. He said, RJ, who cut your hair, looking good. I swear I'm not creating these accounts. These are people that are always here. These are not fucking burners. These are people that are always here. This is incredible. Yeah, Tyreek who? Love Ziggler who, baby? It's all about RJ's fade now. Oh, man, that's incredible. Yeah, MVP was Dynamite. Why wasn't he at Forbidden Door, Nathaniel asked. I have no fucking clue. I thought Forbidden Door was a good show, by the way. I caught up on Monday. Enjoyed it for what it was. The Forbidden Door concept is kind of unnecessary now. They really don't need to be doing it. It's just a complete waste of time. But I thought the show was good for what it was, and the main event was a fucking mess. That steel cage match, I saw the clips from RJ, then I watched the whole thing myself. It was just classic fucking mud show bullshit with the fork stuff. They just do it so often. It's just not special. But Adam Page and MJF was a great match. Really enjoyed that one. I thought Tony and Athena also another really good match. Okada and Swerve was good. Zack Sabre Jr. and Nigel was good. Mercedes retaining was pretty obvious. The tag title match was
pretty obvious. She has 9 belts, brother.
she cut a promo on Dynamite last night that was not great, and then no one came out. She was just shit talking for a couple of minutes, and then she just fucking left. I'm like, okay, like, I don't know. Great wrestler. I really don't care too much about Mercedes as a character personally. And Magic Plume My Air becoming number 7. And yes, RJ's haircut is fantastic. You're gonna make this man blush. Love to see it. I'll get back to the rest of the chats in a second. But yeah, no, I liked Forbidden Door. I thought it was a good show. We did get 2 returns on the show. Jamie Hayter's back, which is great. Have her take the title off of Tony. And Wardlow also being dusted off from the shelf. He's back as the 12th member of the Don Callis family, and he was just in the background.
God.
He was the 12th member of the... I mean, I'm not even kidding. They have like 10 plus members of the group now. He was in the background on Dynamite. He was a fucking manager for the 8-man All-Star tag. They don't do those very often. They don't do All-Star tags very often where the matches for money, and Wardlow was a part of that on... he was a part of that on Wednesday, so... Yeah, not the hottest follow-up show on Wednesday, but I did enjoy the main event like Grunt mentioned earlier. Let me just backtrack a little bit here. Richie said, Adam Pearce is very clearly bringing back Eva Marie, or if we're lucky, Brie Bella. God fucking no thanks. Brie Bella's abysmal. Eva Marie got over as a heel. Yeah, she's not good. I'm sorry. I am enjoying Peacemaker, Fernando said. Yes, I've only seen the first episode, and it is so far so good. Grunt saying 3 weeks away from WrestlePalooza also means we're 3 weeks away from All Out as well. My hype is building fast. Yeah, I'm looking forward to both shows. I think they'll both be very good. I think WrestlePalooza will probably, or All Out will probably be better, but I guess it depends on what the cards look like. You saying, do you guys think the Brawns were better off when Seth was out? Good question. Do you like him? You said yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. You're not digging the Vision stuff so far.
It's just kind of there, if you ask me. I like Rollins. I don't know. It's not really doing much for me right now.
Yeah, no, I think that's the majority opinion. I've seen a lot of people say that as well.
And like now that Seth's back, I feel like they're more like his lackeys, and then they lose a lot, and then it's like, why would I care?
No, I agree. I think I would love to see it. We'll talk about Clash in a second, but yeah, if Bronson Reed just goes in there and loses, which spoiler alert, he will, then it doesn't really do him any favors. If Roman's just laying out Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed every week, and Rollins is the only one getting some shine, then the group doesn't really benefit them. So I do agree with that. They do feel like lackeys, absolutely. Punk and Seth, 3 stages of hell. We haven't seen the 3 stages of hell in a long time, so yeah, I would bring that back. What's your favorite one of those, by the way? Shawn and Triple H, or is there a different one?
Triple H.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a go-to.
That's a classic. Let's see. Maria asking, RJ, how do you feel about Io Sky's direction right now?
Does she even have a direction right now? I mean, I don't mind her and Rhea teaming up. I mean, the whole like one of them faced Raquel one match, then one faces Roxanne. I mean, I guess, like I said, I kind of want her to go for the belt, but I mean, I don't feel like at this point, I don't feel like that's where we're going. So I guess we'll see. But I mean, not like the tag titles really mean much, but I do like the team of her and Rhea. I mean, I don't hate it, but like a tag title run, I'm not really doing much.
No, I wouldn't put the tag titles on them, but I think what they're doing though, I like what they're doing with Rhea and Io versus the Kabuki Warriors, and I know it's going to lead to Io and Asuka, so I would put the belt on Io. Just to answer that question, I would put the belt on Io, albeit temporarily, because Rhea's taking the title in Perth. So the easier we can all accept that, the quicker we can all move on. Also, number 8. Mamadou here in the chat. RJ's feet.
I should have put a hat on.
You just at this point you can't. No, this is the best thing about the show here today. I gotta tell. I don't think Alexis is here right now. I gotta tell her about this. This is incredible. Yes, his fate is. This is amazing. We need more people here. For more people got to comment on RJ's fate. How fantastic it is. We're 8 for 8 right now, Mr. Marceau. That's a new fucking record. That's amazing. Oh, man. Nathaniel also asking, RJ, who do you think, or do you think, rather, AJ Styles should win the Intercontinental title from Dominic next week on Raw?
I'm going to say yes, because honestly, this might be a hot take. The whole Dom stuff at this point, it's kind of, for me, needs like a refresher.
Okay.
It's kind of getting boring, if you ask me. So, I mean, I feel like I thought maybe Finn would be the one to take the belt out from at this point. If we wait that long, I mean, it might be another fucking 6 months. So I would take the belt off Dom at this point. Like I said, I feel like it's kind of, for me, it's getting tired. So I would take the belt off him.
I think that was probably the direction they were going in until Liv got hurt. So if they wait until she comes back, which will not be for the next couple of months, I would not wait that long. So I agree with that. I would have AJ take the title too. I don't think he will. I think Dom retains next Monday, but I still like the Dominic stuff. But I would have AJ win. I feel like that'd be a great moment, more so for AJ, than it wouldn't really hurt Dom at all. The guy's so over. I think it hardly matters. Magic Plume said, OMG, Wardlow, WTF, thought he was dead, LOL. Yes, I understood the reference, and you are absolutely right on that. Also asking us, Nathaniel did, do you want to see Nikki Bella win a championship? I mean, I don't really care if she does. RJ is shaking his head no. I don't really care if she does. I don't really want to see her win Sunday, but I will agree. Can you agree, Mr. Marceau? She's been doing great work since she came back a couple of months ago. I think the promos have been very good so far from her.
See, you lost me at great. Like, it's been fine. I don't know if I'm doing great work. I mean, she's been fine. I mean, Becky torched her in Brooklyn. I mean, that's probably the one thing I remember the most. Yeah, I mean, I mean, she was supposed to face Liv at Evolution. Obviously, Liv got hurt, or maybe it was the Bella Twins or whatever the hell we were supposed to get there. So I feel like her runs felt a little incomplete, but I think obviously injuries also led to that. But yeah, I mean, I don't think she's beating Becky, but like I said, I think it'll be a good match.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good match too. Maybe great by her standards. Is that appropriate to say?
Sure.
I think she wasn't cutting these great promos 10 years ago. I mean, I feel like this is the best version of Nikki that we've seen, to be honest with you. So I've been enjoying the feud. We'll get to it in a minute or two. Hunter said, just seen WrestleTix posted the Clash in Paris numbers. 30,000 tickets out for this show is pretty insane, considering the prices in the card, he says. Yeah, insane, but not surprising. I mean, this has been the case for all their international shows for the last year or two where they charge an obscene amount of money. But guess what? How many times have we said it? If people are willing to pay for it, they will continue to fucking charge you that price. I mean, especially internationally where they're not there often. They don't care if they're watching, a basic raw version of a PLE. They don't give a shit. They're going to buy tickets, especially knowing how hot the product is right now. It makes sense. So that doesn't surprise me, but that is pretty crazy. And it should be a fun show on Sunday. Repackage the Brawnies and have them cosplay as LeBron's son. Oh, no thanks. No thanks. I think Brawny James he's a much better son of an athlete than Raja Jackson. We can say that much, right? Like he has a much brighter future.
I don't know. Brawny, I don't think Brawny really has much future, but
at least he won't be behind bars.
We'll see.
Raja Jackson, I mean, if I guess this is crazy. Freak like Najit saying in the chat, hey, WrestleRant, I see RJ came in and stunting with the cut.
See, like, I feel like these people are fake now. You're listing off all these bots. Are we going to bot people? Or
they might be bots, but I will tell you right now, these are people that have been here before. So if it's someone's burner, they're creating a lot of burners because these are all people I've seen in the chat previously. So we are 9 for 9. We are 9 for 9 with the RJ Fade comments. And listen, doesn't matter if they're fake or real. These people are telling the truth. The Fade looks amazing. I completely agree. Grunt said Paige versus Omega versus Takeshita. Oh, Paige and Omega. Or no, I'm sorry. Paige versus Omega and Takeshita versus Okada. Pretty please, Tony. Yeah, those matches would slap. That shit would be awesome.
Is it me or did Omega get fatter?
When you saw the picture of him shirtless from last night, is that what you're talking about?
I saw him last night and I was like, Jesus, what the hell happened to Omega?
I mean, he's not RJ. He's not the Kenny of 5 years ago. But, I mean, he's still pretty good. Yeah, I mean, is he fat? I mean, I don't want to say he's fat. I mean...
He looked like Jericho for a minute, honestly.
No, oh, God, that's the ultimate sin. You can't say that. Come on.
I'm sticking to it.
No,
I thought it was Jericho at first.
That is the ultimate That is the ultimate sin to comparison. I mean, listen, I like Jericho, no disrespect, but he didn't have the greatest physique the last couple of years. The guy's also 50-something, and Kenny Omega's a good 10, 15 years younger than him, so I wouldn't make that comparison. Let's see, should Dom win the CMLL championship? Well, it'd be the AAA title, because CMLL works with AEW. That'd be quite the feat if he could pull that off. But I do think Dom wins the AAA title when they have that match. Yes, I do see that definitely happening at some point. Should WWE make Becky apologize for the Ozzy Osbourne promo? No, we talked about that earlier, but absolutely not. That'd be just fucking stupid. Freak asking, did we already talk about Raja? We did at the beginning, so you can check. They just rewind back to the beginning, or check it out after we're done being live here. We did discuss that earlier, though. And Daniel said, I thought it was just me that Omega looked a little doughy. Yeah, I mean, he didn't look doughy to me necessarily. He looked a little different. I think he still looks
great. Your eyes checked?
I'm actually going for my eye appointment tomorrow, so
Perfect. There you go.
Maybe I'll need some glasses, but no, I thought it looked fine, to be honest with you. All right, Mr. Marceau, WWE Clash in Paris coming up on Sunday. We'll end with this. I'm looking forward to the show. I know it's not the sexiest card. We talked about Heatwave earlier, and I said it wasn't a sexy show. But listen, I think these PLEs for the crowd alone become worthwhile. People really enjoy them. For the crowd reaction alone. And I honestly do think a lot of the matches on this card do have potential to be better than what we got at Bash in Berlin last year and some of the other Clash and Castle shows and, shit like that. So I think overall, it may not be the most must-see show overall. I don't know if we get any championship changing hands this weekend. I honestly doubt it. But I think this should be for the 5 or 6 matches we have on tap, and I'll look up the full card in a second. I think it does have potential. But we'll start at the bottom here, work our way up. And I love that this was added to the card because I really did feel like this would be on the Raw most likely before or after the pay-per-view, but it's on the show itself. Rusev and Sheamus. Good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. We've seen this a few times in the past. You're already shaking your head. You don't like the stipulation. Is it a macho bullshit thing? Or just give me your thoughts in the match, who wins, and why you're shaking your head.
I think at this point, this feud for me is just tiresome. I mean, I feel like hasn't Sheamus won every match pretty much? So, like, what the fuck are we doing there?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rusev wins LOL maybe? I don't know. To me, it doesn't really do much for me.
Yeah, I think Sheamus wins, and I think we end it with that. But it's his stipulation. Can he possibly lose his own stipulation? It's a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match.
Sure.
You'd rather see Rusev win just so we can move on from this.
Yeah, something. Just move on from it in general. I don't care who wins.
I've enjoyed the feud for what it was. Maybe I'm just more, I can tolerate some of the bullshit, but I've enjoyed it for what it was. I think this will be a really good match. I got Sheamus going over in this one. Becky Lynch, Nikki Bella, we talked about it a little bit earlier for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Like I said earlier, this feud, I got to give both women credit, specifically Becky. She's been great as a heel. Nikki has also put in the work here on the mic. She hasn't had a whole lot of bangers in the ring. That match with Chelsea was a little rough about a month ago, but she's looked fine in the ring. I think it's a great feud over the championship. I do honestly believe this probably would have been saved for WrestlePalooza had Naomi not gotten pregnant and they just swapped the two matches with the women's world title being defended on that show instead of here. So I think Becky Lynch retains, hold on to the championship, but this feud has really exceeded my expectations, and I would not mind if it continued past this point. But who you got going over, Mr. Marceau?
But I mean, come on. Belair's winning, obviously. I like you said, I feel like Nikki Bella's done some decent work, but I don't think Becky's losing the belt to her.
Yeah.
If she's going to lose to anyone, it should have been Lyra. We've done that song and dance a few times, so I'll move on. But I think it'll be a fun match. Like you said, I think this swapped with Stephanie and Naomi due to her getting pregnant, but I'm going with Becky.
Yeah, I got Becky as well. Does the feud continue past this point, or is this it?
Sure.
You just hope it's over here.
Not that I hope it's over. I'm not anti this match, but I don't know. I'm not, I guess I'm anti. I don't care about Nikki Bella that much. So to me, I'm like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, I can understand that. Roman Reigns, Bronson Reed, 1-on-1 for the first time ever. I like the segment from Raw this week. I thought they had a good exchange on the mic to hype up this match. That Bronson Reed held his own. They kind of gave some background as to Bronson Reed's heritage and whatnot, and the tattoos and whatever. I still don't think he's winning here, but it is worth noting that Roman Reigns will be gone, I believe, for the entirety of September to film the new Street Fighter movie. I think Cody Rhodes is doing it now, or already did his part, whatever. Roman Reigns might have a bigger role in the movie, so he could be gone longer. But I think he is advertised or is expected to be back for the Crown Jewel pay-per-view, which, as I mentioned earlier, is in Australia. So I think regardless of what happens here, I think Reed has to be not Clash in Paris. He'll be on that show, but I think he has to be on Crown Jewel in Australia, especially after missing Elimination Chamber last year. Does he go into that match having won this one, and that's why we get a rematch, or does Roman Reigns go over? LOL.
I mean, if Roman's leaving, I feel like Bronson should win. At this point, like I said, the whole vision thing for me is kind of lost its luster because both Brawns keep losing.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Bronson should get a big win here. I just don't see Roman losing, unfortunately. I'm gonna go because I can see Roman winning, and then they have like Bronson like kill him, and then he's off TV.
Yeah.
Just like when Jacob Fatu lost that SummerSlam, but then he hit him with like the moonsault. Like Bronson's gonna lose, but then he'll like hit him with 10 tsunamis and we'll move on. So I'm going Roman.
That is absolutely what I see happening. I think Roman wins clean here, LOL, and Bronson Reed takes him out anyway, which is cool and all, but it's like, why not just give him the win? Like, if you're going to try to push someone like that, I hate this bullshit where it's like they lose, but they attack him afterward. No, just go all in with it. None of this protection bullshit. Roman can lose. It's okay. He's lost before. I would have Bronson Reed pick up the victory here. I don't think he will. I have Roman Reigns going over as well. John Cena, Logan Paul. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to this match too, especially after the segment on SmackDown from last week. And I thought Paul played his role well. People completely focusing on Cena, and I get it. But Cena's promo was one of the best promos he's cut, if not the best promo all year since he's been back. Babyface, heel, specifically as a babyface, because the heel stuff largely sucked. Still a great promo. That's what I want to see in the next 4 months before he calls it a career. I think this is pretty obvious, though. Cena goes over, as he should. But I do think it'll be an entertaining match, especially in front of that crowd. So your thoughts, first of all, on the match happening, the SmackDown segment from last week, and who you got going over?
No, I think it's going to be a good match. Like I said, I thought the segment was great. Cena, like I said, now that he's back to old Cena, I feel like people are kind of back, and I thought the promo itself was really good. Logan, I mean, I know people don't like him, but, I mean, I think this is a perfect match for Cena. Obviously, Cena wins, LOL, but I don't think Logan loses anything in defeat. I think he always has heat, and that's why he keeps getting put in these spots. So I think overall, in-ring wise, it should be a good match, but Cena wins, LOL.
I agree. And just to clarify from what people had said last week after SmackDown, Cena burying Logan Paul. He did not bury Logan Paul. He actually put him over at a few different points, calling him a future, I think, Hall of Famer, world champion last week. If you want to see a Cena burial, what'd you say?
It's a Hall of Famer. Who cares?
Well, I don't know if he said that. He definitely called him a future world champion. I know that.
Don't get me started. I know where you're going. You said burial. Please stop.
You still have PTSD. If you want a Cena verbal burial, RJ was at this show. Just search up John Cena Austin Theory, March 2023. That is the definition. Do you still have the dirt on you from when he was putting the dirt on Austin Theory and shoveling it on top of him?
I mean, he hasn't recovered since. That was 2 years ago. So, yeah, no. That was one of the literally, like, I don't even want to go over it.
I mean, there's a lot of factors as to why Theory's in the fucking doldrums right now. Andy is hurt, but even before that, he wasn't doing shit. But that really was because that was the biggest turning point. He was fine prior to that point. We were at Chamber. He retained his title inside the Chamber. He was main eventing Raw some weeks. And then that promo happened. He was never the same since, which I completely agree with. I'm not entirely blaming Cena, but that promo was very counterproductive. Let's just put it that way. But back to the pay-per-view. Main event of the show, I would have to imagine. Fatal four-way for the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Jey Uso, LA Knight. Rollins' first defense, pretty foregone conclusion here. But they've tried to make the match interesting. They had the babyfaces fight on Monday. Like, okay, cool. Like, it feels so forced. But I think the match itself is what I'm looking forward to more than who wins, because we know Rollins is winning. But I think the match itself will honestly be a lot of fun. I do see LA Knight taking the loss here, because fuck LA Knight, I guess. That's kind of their mentality. But who you got going over, and what are your expectations for the match itself?
The match itself is going to be a lot of fun. I think all four guys are great. Rollins winning is, I mean, I could bet my next 3 months checks on it. That's going to happen. I think the predictability. That's the one thing about these these international shows, you see this every time. The predictability is just they're so predictable. They're basically glorified house shows. We never really see title changes. They're kind of just blasé. Obviously, they can kind of phone it in because they know the crowd's coming. But I think overall it'll be a fun match, but Rollins is easily retaining. And like you said, LA Knight's going to be the one losing.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think LA Knight takes the loss. Rollins retains, LOL. And like we said earlier, WrestlePalooza, I think it's either Rollins and Punk because they want that big match, or I could see Rollins and Jey Uso. Rollins and LA Knight probably not happening again. they got past that. He'll probably pin him so he can move on, and LA Knight can feud in the fucking mid-card. Maybe he'll work with Jericho, like I said last week. That'll be his feature feud for when Jericho inevitably returns to WWE. But I'm looking forward to the match itself, as well as the show that's going to be happening on Sunday afternoon this Labor Day weekend. And, I'm looking forward to the early start time. Get it out of the way early. Enjoy the rest of the day. That's going to be great. All right, so we'll head on out of here in a moment. Let me just look back here in the chat before we call it a day. Yes, that Chris Faplander name is that is an insane name, Richie. I agree with that. But Chris Faplander saying the same thing. Liking the fade, Mr. Marceau. We're up to 10. We're up to double digits now. You got to acknowledge the fade looks great. People loving the fade. Now he's going to pull on in. He's got to pull in with the fade every single week. Everyone loves the fade.
Alexis missed this.
I know. She's the one person that has not complimented you on the fade. I mean, what the fuck?
Hi, Tyreek. Tyreek's here.
Oh, is he really? Shit, Tyreek's here. Tyreek's coming in. He's making that last-minute run-in. Tyreek, do you notice anything different about RJ? Check out RJ. Does he look any different? I'll give you a couple minutes while I go back. Let me go back and read the rest of the chat while he's mulling that one over. But yeah, Alexis missed Tyreek. She's missing everyone today. Tyreek, RJ's his fade is more over than you are, by the way. But anyway, Chris Faplander asking, how would you feel about Rusev versus Drew McIntyre? They're both heels, so I don't think we're going to get that. But that match would be good, though, right?
What'd you say?
No, it's okay. Would you be interested in Rusev versus McIntyre?
I mean, they're both on different shows. Not at the moment. Nah, I'd say not at the moment, no.
Okay. All right. Maybe down the road. Let's see. I have Becky retaining and face Brie at WrestlePalooza. Reggie said Nikki Bella winning the IC Championship will be the 2025 equivalent of Cody's WrestleMania 40 victory. God, no. I like Nikki, but I don't need her to win.
I agree.
Let's see.
I mean, unless I guess.
What? Give it the moment?
I mean, unless they with Naomi's pregnancy, they want to put the belt on Becky, so she drops the belt here to Nikki, and then beats Stephanie. But besides that, no.
Well, even then, I mean, that would be. I mean, I know Naomi got pregnant, or we found out about it before Naomi, whatever, before Lyra lost at SummerSlam. But if anyone was going to take the championship from Becky, it should have been Lyra. It's not. And I like Nikki. I would put the belt on someone else before I would put it on Nikki. I don't know. I would put the belt on. I would put the belt on Io, right? I feel like you've said this before, but Io as IC champion would be awesome.
No, I agree.
Yeah, that'd be. But I see what you're saying though. Do we think we'll see the final boss at WrestlePalooza? No.
No.
I hope not, and I don't think he shows up anyway.
No, he's on his couch, and we need to just move on from the final boss.
Yeah, I agree. To even do what? Like, what would he even do if he was there? I have no idea.
Slap his arm for the 20th time? I don't know.
I think Cena wins and Brock attacks him after Nathaniel says, maybe.
They're going to fly Brock all the way out to Paris for
I guess they could.
They could. It seems like a waste of money, but.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a waste of money. Maybe Paris will have no issue with the piss master on the show. Who knows?
It's all alleged, guy dog.
Let's see. Will Brock Lesnar appear after the Logan match? We already talked about that. I don't think so, but anything's possible. Nathaniel thinks Sheamus wins. Yes, Tyreek is here. Do you all see them adding Randy and Drew to Clash? No, I feel like if they were going to, then they would have probably already done that. Do you see them doing Randy and Drew at the paper? Maybe at WrestlePalooza, I could see that.
Maybe at well, aren't they going to do Drew and Cody?
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Yeah. Maybe not. I could see it. Maybe on SmackDown in the next couple of weeks. And Tyreek becomes number 11. He says, is it the haircut? It's fresh. Everyone loved the fresh haircut from Mr. Marceau.
Next week I'm coming with a hat on.
Love the flowers from Mr. Marceau here today. Looking fly, looking fresh. Sorry, Fresh Fly. You got competition. His name is RJ motherfucking Marceau. Tyreek, a.k.a. Alexis, in the house. Yeah, Tyreek is here. Alexis somehow nowhere to be seen. Very suspicious. Nikki winning would be like Jinder winning the world championship. Oh, God. I mean, let's not compare it to that. That's definitely not comparable, but I can understand what you mean, though. Asuka for IC champion? I'd be down for that. She's won everything else. Maybe Asuka for the championship, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Stephanie for IC champion, I would also be down for that. She'd have to lose whatever this women's world title match is, which I think she does. But yeah, eventually I could see that as well. I need Nikki to win the title just for the LOLs, to be honest. I know she doesn't need it, but I want it to happen, Richie says. Richie, you are a masochist like Grunt was before All In, wanting fucking Jon Moxley to win the main event of that pay-per-view. God, no. Hashtag don't intergender. I agree. Love Ziggler chats as well. And Maria saying RJGQ. Yes, that man can end up on the GQ cover. Absolutely. Fresh flag. And he's going to start posing for us and everything. I would buy the first fucking edition of GQ featuring
Please don't.
featuring Mr. Marceau. He's going to ditch us. He's going to ditch us. He's going to explore a career in modeling one of these days.
I hope. No, thank you.
It's inevitable, my friend. It's absolutely inevitable. But all the love for Mr. Marceau's fade aside, thank you all for joining us here in this lovely edition about Heatwave, Forbidden Door, Clash in Paris, the Raja Jackson incident. We got asked about that before. We talked about it a lot earlier on, so if you're just joining now, rewind that and check back on it from the beginning of the show. Among other topics here on today's August 28th, 2025 edition of WrestleRant Radio. New episodes every single Thursday. Depends on the time. You can find that on WrestleRant.com, WrestleRantRadio.com, all major podcast platforms for the audio version that drops after the video version right here on the YouTube channel. One more time, shout out to the channel members, Alexis, Miss Mon Matthews, Dillon, DiGiacomo, Mrs. Renee, DJ Swerve1 at Swerve1 on IG, Daniel Malcolm at I'm Quarter on X, Mr. Marceau himself at RJ_Marceau on X, John Ritland, Real Honesty with John Ritland, right here on YouTube. Richie, Red Planet Wrestling, right here on YouTube as well. An Average Grunt, like I said earlier, at gruntwrestling.bluesky.social on Blue Sky. Follow him on over there. More information on that down below in the description box. Be sure to like the video, subscribe. All that support is greatly appreciated. And let's see. Mr. Marceau in the chat pointing to Daniel, saying RJ is going to go back to being on the show off screen at this point. He might want to. He might want to. He said facts. Listen, he said, RJ saying that he could be the 14th member of the Don Callis family. Yeah, Don Callis making a painting of RJ, like Grunt said, with the fingers touching.
I could be the 14th member.
Right next to Wardlow. You guys can wear suits. You look just as good as Wardlow, so I could see it. You guys got similar fades, so I would love to see it. And yes, Richie, RJ for the cover of the inaugural WrestleRant magazine. Absolutely. So, guy's an absolute star. You'll see me without the hat, Maria, when RJ comes back with a hat next week here on WrestleRant Radio. The guy's got the absolute best fade in the business. Check out that stud right there. Let's just acknowledge this man one more time before we call it a day. Look at him. Look at him. He's going to come back with the barber details. What'd you say?
That's terrible.
I love it. It's amazing. Compliments to the chef, compliments to the barber for sure. Be sure to let him know that the chat loved you here today. And we'll be right back here next Thursday on WrestleRant Radio post-Clash in Paris for a full analysis of that event and so much more. So until next time, folks, have an awesome one. For Mr. Marceau, I'm Graham GSM Matthews. Have an awesome Labor Day weekend, and we'll catch your ass down the road.
Join Graham GSM Matthews and RJ Marceau every Thursday as they run down their weekly wrestling rants, offer expert analysis, host exclusive interviews, and more. Subscribe today on all your favorite podcast platforms and never miss an episode of WrestleRant Radio.